Hi guys, so I'm going to show you how to measure ingredients, dry and liquid ingredients using measuring cups, dry measuring cups, liquid measuring cups, and measuring spoons. For this week, you're going to be expected to take a video just like I'm taking right now. So you can kind of just follow along with what I do. I just want to see that you know how to measure ingredients no matter what ingredient it is. You know the proper way to measure so that when we get into cooking, it won't be a problem. So we're going to start with, let's start with the dry measuring cups. So dry measuring cups are for, hopefully you have a pair of these at home or a bunch of these at home, all different sizes. You're going to use these for anything that's a large amount of a dry ingredient. So that would be like a fourth of a cup or more. That would be what you're using these for. So for instance, flour. If I needed a half a cup of flour, I want to double check that this says a half a cup. I would take my flour, I would open it up, and I would dip it into the container, and I want to dip it in all the way in so that I have like a bunch on top, just like in the video that you watched to prepare you to make your own video. Same thing, tons on top. Now if you have a metal spatula, Mally, stop, my dog wants to come in and get in the video. If you have a metal spatula at home, great, you can use that. If you have just a knife with a straight edge, anything with a straight edge works. You're going to take it and you're going to take the extra off the top. Obviously, you want to try to save as much as you can. You wouldn't want to do this over the floor or anything because you're going to waste ingredients. But you level it off, so the dip, level, pour method. You level it off right into the container. Now you have the exact amount you need to use for your recipe. So that would be a large amount for dry ingredients is what you would be using the dry measuring cup for. Now, if you're going to use a liquid measuring cup, same thing. Liquid measuring cups are for a large amount of liquid ingredients, no matter what the liquid ingredient is. So if I want to put milk in here, or oil, or water, or juice even, anything that's a fourth of a cup or more would go in here. And there are lines on the side that you can read. This side's the metric, this side's the cup, so that's the one we're going to look at. Fourth of a cup, then it goes a third, a half, 2/3, 3/4, 1 cup. So sometimes ones are bigger than this. It doesn't have to just be 1 cup. It could be 2 cups if it's a bigger measuring cup. But mine only goes up to a cup. So let's say, I just put water in this jug. But let's say you could, you'll fill it up to what you need. So let's say the recipe says I only need a half a cup. I'm going to fill this up until I think I have the half a cup mark. Now, if I'm standing, I can't really see if that's accurate right now. So what I have to do is I have to get down to eye level and check that it is exactly a half a cup. So you really want to get down low and look at it from the side. If you look from above, you're never going to be accurate. Okay, somehow I actually got it to be exactly a half a cup. Now I don't want to hold it like this and try to look at it because that's not level. If my hand's shaking or it's moving a little bit, I can't get an exact measurement. So you always want it on a flat surface. But I happen to do exactly a half. But if I didn't, I would just add a little bit more or take a little out and adjust. So that's a large amount of liquid ingredients. And now the last thing would be a measuring spoon. And the measuring spoons are unique because you use these for liquid and dry ingredients. Anything that's a small amount of liquid and dry ingredients, measuring spoons are used for. So measuring spoons, there's on mine, it has a fourth of a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon, a teaspoon, a tablespoon. There's a huge difference between a teaspoon and a tablespoon, so really pay attention to what your measuring spoons say. So I'm going to need, let's say I need a tablespoon of sugar. So I have my tablespoon measuring spoon and I have my sugar container. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. I dip it in and I get a ton on top. That's what I want to do, as much as I can on top. That's not accurate, and you can't just shake it. That doesn't work. You have to use the back of a knife or a flat spatula. You would take it, you would slide it off, look at all that extra come off, and now I have an exact amount, okay? And this is really important, especially when baking, for you to be accurate. So I have a tablespoon, and then I would use it in my recipe. For a liquid, again, you use the measuring spoons again. the liquids, what you do with that is it self-levels. So if you think about it, if I pour the water in here, it's going to fill up and then it's going to start to pour over the edges. If I don't have a bowl underneath, which I have a bowl underneath right now, but if I don't have one underneath, it's going to get all over my countertop. Maybe you don't care if it's just water, but if it's like vanilla extract or something that's like a more expensive ingredient, you don't want to waste any. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my measuring spoon as flat as I can. I'm going to pour in my liquid. Maybe you even take it from the sink or wherever you get your water from. If you're doing water, that's what mine is. And I'm going to start to pour. See how the extra's pouring over the edge? I'm catching it with the bowl, and it's self-leveling. So that means that the water is level itself. I just hold it pretty still, and it's good. Okay? I would want to have whatever I'm using this in, I would want to have the bowl right next to me, because if I try to walk across the kitchen with this right now, it's going to go everywhere. Okay? And you just dump it in that way. All right? And then let's say I did get extra in on accident, or I overspilled in my bowl like I did. I have water in here. I can just take whatever's left in the bowl and put it in here. Okay? You don't ever want to, let's say you're making cookies and it calls for vanilla extract. Okay? You have your flour, your sugar, your, whatever ingredients, you have it all in a bowl here, and now you need to put the vanilla extract in. You wouldn't want to do it over the bowl, because if you overspill and it comes into here, now you've got more than you needed on the vanilla extract, and that's not good. So definitely always do it over a separate bowl, something that you're not using at all. Okay? For your video, you're only going to have to measure out any dry ingredient that you have with a measuring cup on the large end, so a fourth a cup or more. Any liquid ingredient that you have with the liquid measuring cup, a fourth a cup or more. And then when you do the measuring spoons, you can choose. You don't have to show me both unless you want to. You can choose whether you want to measure out a liquid or a dry ingredient in the measuring spoons. Any size for the measuring spoons. All right, good luck.